I've been creating content on YouTube for over 10 years now, and I'd like to think the videos have gotten better. Or have they? Along the way, I've learned some tips and tricks to help my videos pop, and I'd like to share some of that knowledge with you. So as a music producer and content creator, it's important to stay up to date with what's happening in the content creation world. But that's not to say that you need to have all the fancy edits and all the extra stuff going on in your videos, if that's not what you want to do. Let's start with how I come up with ideas for my YouTube videos. There's a few ways that I like to come up with my YouTube videos, and there's one that I've been using a lot in particular, which I'll talk about in a minute. So first off, we have the tried and tested YouTube search bar. You can just type in a phrase in and you can see what people are actively searching for. Then I use vidIQ, free version. There's a link in my description. I don't know if I get anything from you clicking on my link. Actually, I do. I'm using the free version and it's still quite useful and quite helpful. Then my favorite that I'm using a lot just lately, and that's ChatGPT. So if you haven't heard about ChatGPT is an AI assistant. So it's just like it's literally like having someone working with you. Like for someone like me who works on their own a lot, this is perfect because it feels like I have someone there working with me that I can bounce ideas off. So once I've generated some ideas, there's a few places that I like to put my ideas. I have a YouTube playlist. So if I've seen a video and I think that's a cool video, I won't mind doing something similar, or it's giving me an idea for a video, I'll create a playlist of YouTube video ideas, and yeah, that gets updated regularly. Then I've got my notes app on my phone that I put a whole list of video ideas, and then also on my notes app on desktop, it's the same sort of thing. Is it the same list? Yeah, same list on desktop. And what I've started doing now as well is I've created a folder on my external hard drive, and I've created folders for different video ideas, and I've also put in there separate folders for the camera, mic, B-roll, screenshot and script. And that just gives me a place to go just in case I'm kind of stuck for ideas. I can just go there and see what videos I've got ready in the pipeline, or an idea for a video that I could start scripting. So planning the content, which usually happens on a Monday or whenever I have time to during the week. I like to plan out my videos, whether it's a tutorial or vlog or a review. I like to plan it out just so that I know what I'm talking about and what points I need to cover. Whereas before, when I first started, it was more freestyle. I even had someone ask me, do you write scripts for videos? I'm not sure if they were trying to hint to me that maybe I should start using scripts. So since then, that's what I've started to do, and it seems to help the flow of the video a lot better. Whereas before, I just had the idea for the video and I'll just go in there, have a few bullet points and then just freestyle. So when I'm planning the content from a video idea, I would have a title. This is something that I've just started to do within the last 3-4 months, maybe a little bit longer. But that's having a title and having a thumbnail before I hit record, before I start to write the script for the video. And it seems to be working. I didn't really like the idea of it. I watch a few YouTube gurus who've advised or suggested that this is a good way to do things. And yeah, so what I do is I would make a little rough sketch of a thumbnail and just write down a few video titles. So for my titles, I sometimes generate them from ChatGPT, or I'll look on YouTube to see similar titles that I could use, and I'll just get the title and put it into CoSchedule, and that gives you a rank of how strong the keywords are in that title. Or vidIQ can generate titles as well. So going back to the notes app that I have on my desktop, I've got a tab where it's got like a few prompts for me to remember, like a checklist. So where I can put the title, I can make a little description, I can add my B-roll, which is something I'm going to talk about later on in the video, and where to source your B-roll, and music, if that's something as well that you need to source. There's a cool place that has good quality music just to create a mood. And yes, I'm a beat maker, I'm a music producer, but I also like to use other people's music, and I don't see absolutely anything wrong in that at all, especially if it's going to help to enhance my video. So creating scripts. So once I've planned my content, got the title, got the video idea, thumbnail, then I need to create a script. So there's two ways that I do this. Sometimes I will just write it down on a bit of paper, bullet points, and I do sometimes get sucked into writing everything out, and then just because I don't want to forget. But then obviously when I press record and it's a topic that I'm 100,000,000% comfortable in talking about, then it just come out naturally. So, and there's other times where I've run it in ChatGPT, which is amazing because you can just type in a prompt and then ChatGPT will generate a script for you. It's not the best script. It's not going to sound like me at all. But that's not what it's there for. It's kind of just like a crutch. It gives me an idea that I can just take and modify and make it sound my own. But there is something I will tell you about ChatGPT, and I'm going to do a whole video on ChatGPT, which is an unbelievable tool. Whether or not you like AI, it's not going anywhere, and I think it's just going to get better. And I think it's important for just to get used to it and make it a part of your process. And if you don't like ChatGPT, that's fine. It's not a problem. So in ChatGPT, you got the option to type in a few details about yourself, your tone, how you talk, your name. So every time you go into ChatGPT after that, ChatGPT has made notes. ChatGPT is going to remember who you are and even say your name at the end of the conversation. So once I've got my script from ChatGPT, I'll put it into Google Docs and then modify it and add and take out what I need to. So I'm good to go to start recording. So the recording process and then setting up my workspace, it's the same studio all the time. Maybe I should switch it up a bit, but I'm happy with it. It's cool. It serves its purpose. So when it comes to filming, consistency is key because this is going to build up your confidence in front of the camera. So I'm going to share some tips with you as well on how to come across on your videos and make them better for the viewer. So let's talk about the gear that I use. Camera, lights, microphone. Gone through tons of microphones, different microphones. I've used microphones where I've plugged into my audio interface, and it's a nice sound, but it's a lot of faff. It's a lot of messing around, trying to get levels and remembering to hit record on that microphone and plus the camera. And yeah, it gets a bit too much. So right now I've kind of condensed it down to the Sony A5000, which I've been using for years, and I'm using this ViewFlex microphone. I'm not sure what the brand is, but it's a good mic. It gives a nice sound. It only takes a bit of tweaking, post-processing. So it's been cool, doing the job for me. Created a nice little Amazon storefront with all my recommendations. So go and check that out if there's gear that you're thinking about buying but not too sure on what to get. The lights, I've been using these lights for years. Tried all different kinds, soft boxes and other LED lights, and yeah, just these ones seem to be doing the job. They're working for me, so I'm going to stick to these. I also like to have some ambience lights, which is what you can see here in the background, just to create a little vibe in the studio, which also gives like a little bit of 3D imaging, separation and stuff like that, which is cool. So tips for adding personality to your videos, which I mentioned earlier. My advice is 1, be yourself. 2, be authentic. That's my biggest advice. Your personality is what's going to set you apart from your videos. Nobody can do you better than you. So there's no point in trying to be like your favorite YouTuber or someone that you know. It's okay to take pieces from them and form your personality, but just be yourself. Trust me, it works out better in the long run. And that also comes down into just finding your style, whether you're one that likes to read from a teleprompter or you just have a different way of doing your videos. With my videos, I just prefer to keep it conversational, personable, as if you're here in the studio now talking to me. It's no different. I might project my voice a little bit more for the video, but it's the same vibe, and that's the way I like to keep it. So like I said, just do what works for you. So importing footage, we've done our recordings. Now it's time to import the footage. Got a nice little process now where I just create folders of the videos that I'm recording, and once I've done my recordings, I can just drag and drop and put everything into the folder, so it's all in one place. I don't have to worry about where it is, and then when it comes to editing, I can just go and find that folder. And let's talk about software. I've tried loads of different editing software, and my favorite, my go-to, is DaVinci Resolve. Right now it's version 18. It's probably more than that. I need to update, but that is absolutely amazing. It is free for a start. There's a paid version. Obviously you can do more of the paid version, but it's such a cool piece of software that I've seen videos where people who are die-hard Final Cut Pro users, and they're talking about they're jumping over to DaVinci Resolve. I've been using DaVinci Resolve for quite a while now, so I'm kind of know my way around it. Little things like overlays and green screen and making the green screen disappear and zooming in and zooming out. functions and just little things just to make my video pop, which leads me into editing in the software and little techniques, which I've already mentioned, making things pop, zooming in, zooming out, knowing what the shortcuts and how to cut, how to paste, how to remove a section that I've cut. So it just makes it so quick and seamless. What I like about it as well is just when I've got my audio, which I record my audio on from my phone, then I can just import that. The function that I like the most is being able to just auto align the audio. Save so much time, whereas before when I was on the iMac, I had to manually line it up and that took forever. But with this, it's just drop it in, auto align clips to waveform, and it's done. So adding B-roll in the videos, there would have been some B-roll in this video. So depending on what I'm talking about, if I don't have to show myself at that particular time, then my favorite place to go to find B-roll is Pexels, pexels.com. And I've watched a few videos and I've seen the same B-roll on other YouTubers' videos, which is bound to happen because it's free. So yeah, it's an amazing little place to go and source some high quality B-roll, good quality. If I'm not sourcing B-roll from Pexels, then I'll record myself or whatever it is that needs to be recorded and overlaid in the video. So if you don't know what B-roll is, me talking to you right now in front of the camera, it's A-roll. That's like the main scene of the video, and then the B-roll is like your overlay. So if I'm talking about something and I'm trying to explain something, instead of me explain it to you, I can show you in B-roll. So that's all it is. So my screen recording tips. If I'm recording a tutorial, then I need to record my screen. I need to show me using Logic or whatever plugin or bit of software that I'm using on screen. My go-to for that is Camtasia. I've tried a few others, and Camtasia is the one that I'm most comfortable using. So at one point, Camtasia was my go-to for video editing until I heard about DaVinci Resolve. So that's been put to the back burner now and just used for screen recording. It's still a top quality video editing software, so I'm not trying to downplay it or anything in case Camtasia's watching or anything like that. It's a good piece of software. So the final touches for the video when I'm video editing, stuff like music, transitions, J cuts, L cuts, you know, just a bit of eye candy just to make to enhance the masterpiece and make it special. But I noticed there's been a lot of talk on YouTube about videos getting a bit too much, and now everyone's sort of liking the more laid back approach videos where there's not so many cuts and transitions and a lot of stuff going on, like your Mr. Beast videos and yeah, all that style of video. I'll be honest, I do like to make the attention videos, and even though they do say that your video might not be as good and it's kind of like saying that you're not confident in your video, so you have to add all these little bits and pieces in it. I just think if that's what you like to do in your video, then what's the problem? If your audience likes it, you like to do it, then all should be good. So going back to music, I don't know if I mentioned it before, I think I did mention it before. I like to use outsourced music because it might be a certain mood that I'm trying to create with the music and I don't have that in my library or haven't created anything like that. TuneTank is the place to go. Free. Good quality music as well. Definitely worth checking out. So now my video's all edited, all done, ready to render. I'm happy with my J cuts. I'm happy with all the transitions and the flow, the timing, cut out all the fluff, ready to hit and render. So while that's being done, I'm gonna create my thumbnail. And I know earlier I said that I create my thumbnail before the video. I don't actually create it. It's just, I've just done a little sketch. So I know the type of thumbnail that I'm trying to do. So now it's time to bring it to life. So I'll go to Photoshop, create a new project, drop my pics in. I have a whole folder of pics of face expressions. Don't judge the off-key looking ones, but I've got a whole section of different pics. These are either from screenshots, or I've took an actual pic, or I've just made a video where I'm just doing a couple of poses which I can just screenshot and then drop into Photoshop. So I import my pic, remove the background, tweak it up, make it look as sharp as possible, add a background, maybe some text or some other subjects in the thumbnail. Try not to overdo it too much with different subjects in there. I try to aim for three or four different subjects, and that Can sometimes include text as well. Add shadows, outlines if I need to. And once I've done all that, I consolidate the whole lot into a smart object. So once I've got the smart object, I can make the whole thumbnail pop. So then I go to camera raw filter, which is up in filters, and then make the necessary tweaks. Once that's all done, I can export it and it's ready to upload onto YouTube. One of the things that I have been doing with my YouTube videos is, one of the things I like to do to my YouTube videos is when I'm rendering the file, I like to give it the title of the video. The title does sometimes change, but that's what I like to do. Video's ready, thumbnail's ready. Now it's time to upload it to YouTube. So for my description, it will be more or less what I've said in the video. I've also heard and noticed that saying the title of the video in the first couple of seconds of your video helps. Don't know if I've done that in this video. Oh well. Add the description, add the tags, add the thumbnail, did the end screen, submit the rating. And I like to schedule videos. If I've got time to, I will schedule my video. If not, then it's just gonna go up half an hour later to when it's been uploaded to YouTube. We just covered the whole A to Z, my whole YouTube video creation process. So hope you found it useful. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And just a big thanks for vibing with me today. If you enjoyed the video at all, be sure to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.